Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Software Testing. My name is Knott and I'm happy that you're here today. And today is actually a special video that I'm going to show you because it's the first time on my channel that I'm going to have an interview. The interview candidate today is Nicola Lindgren, and I'm going to talk with her about her latest book that she just published at LeanPub. So the interview is all about how to get into software testing. It's actually quite similar to the last video that I published. I will make the link up here on my YouTube channel. So to not miss any upcoming videos that I'm going to create, please subscribe to my channel, and if you like the channel as well, leave me a thumbs up. That would be nice. And now have fun with the interview. I hope you enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to all the comments down in the section of the video description. Hi Nicola, welcome to the interview today. It's nice to have you here to talk about your book, Starting Your Testing Career. And yeah, maybe how about you introduce yourself to the audience?
Alrighty, I'm Nicola. I am a senior QA / QA manager working at us2. I have almost 10 years of experience in different industries. I've spoken at a bunch of testing conferences. These days, I'm particularly interested in helping juniors test or getting people started in their career, as well as reading between the lines. So if you were to go on my blog and see what I've been talking about lately, testing without requirements or against implicit requirements is something that I am particularly fond of.
Thank you. That's great to hear. So then actually, you already said it, you're interested in how juniors get into the job of a software tester. And like, why did you write the book? Like, what was the initial lightning moment where you thought, okay, like this is the book that we haven't yet in the testing community? And yeah, what was the reason behind?
So I think for like a few years now, I've been lurking around online forums where people are asking, how do I start my career or start getting a job, starting like where to start, right? And I started thinking about it about a year ago. When I was on parental leave, I actually started writing the book on Google Docs, very old school, because I was thinking to myself, I wasn't sure if I actually wanted to go live with it. I was thinking maybe it might be a series of blog posts, but I realized that I had a lot more to say. When I couldn't see there was a book that addressed this, or there's not one that I know of. There could be, but there's not one that I know of. But I knew there were ones for developers, and I wanted like a go-to resource for people that didn't just say like how to get a job or how to interview or testing definitions, but something that had enough for someone to get started with. So my target audience is people who are looking to move into a testing role or who are fairly new. That doesn't mean that someone who has more experience won't benefit from it, but I was constantly thinking about the target audience in mind when writing the book, just to at least make it easier to write, as opposed to trying to think, let's try and make everyone happy.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a great addition to the things that we have out there in the testing community. And I mean, I have also talked to many people that would like to come to the software testing industry and want to become a software tester. And this was also like why I wrote, or why I was publishing the previous video, like because sometimes software testers, whenever you talk to them on conferences or you write with them, everyone has a different story how they came into software testing, because software testing is not nothing that you can like study as a full-time student somewhere in a university, and there's always, everyone has a different background. This is what I really like about the community itself. But it's also hard for people who have no idea what is testing all about, right? Being it a developer or being it some, I don't know, people who wants to come into the industry. And I think that's a really valuable addition. Thanks for writing it. It's really great. And that leads me actually to my next questions, like what is the thing that readers can expect from the book? So what's the chapters all about? What's in the book and things like that?
So I think I'm just trying to just figure out how to say it without like doing a play-by-play of what each chapter is called. To summarize, there's chapters on testing definitions and to set expectations, finding a role and getting skills to help me get that role. and then also how to thrive. Throughout the book, I have interviewed quite a few people, and I also, it's almost like a research project. I actually did a lot of reading and referred to other sources to back up what I'm saying. So the hope is the reader benefits not just from the experience I have to offer, but from other people's experiences. The reason I thought this was so important is because I know I'm only one person with my own point of view, as I've tried to be objective, of course, but I really wanted the reader to learn from others and actually know what the real, what to expect. So I tried to include a lot of practical examples or actionable advice, as opposed to saying this is how the world works, but saying this is how you could apply it. So a lot of that did come from the interviews where people were generous enough to give advice to testers or give advice to, I don't know, for example, test automation or something. So, yeah.
Okay, sounds interesting. And what would be the one thing that you would like to recommend to somebody who's going to take a job in software testing? What is let's say, the top 3 things that he or she should know upfront or should bring to the new role as a software tester?
The first one that comes to mind is to somehow get involved in the test community. So either meetups, online. The reason for this is because it expands your reality or your understanding of how testing can be done. If you are only on this one project, and especially if you're the only tester, then you may think that the way that you're doing testing is the only way you can do testing, right? And then you may think that the tools you're using are the only tools that could be used to solve the problem. By going to meetups or online conferences, whatever, by going to these, you'll get to see, oh, actually, there are other ways you can solve this problem. Other testers are using these tools instead. Other testers are using these techniques instead. So that's my first piece of advice. The second would be to get a mentor. I got a mentor fairly early on in my career. I actually have a chapter dedicated on finding a mentor and why I should get one. And I shared a story about my perceived value or how I thought of myself at the start of my career, especially with that first job switch. I was like, why would they want me? I didn't really know what I had to offer. And that's partially because I lacked experience, which my mentor had. So she was able to give me an idea of my unique offering in the workplace and how to make that shine when applying for jobs. So that's my second. My third, really toss up. I would say to manage expectations. Testing or testers can have a bit of a reputation depending on the project, or more specifically, depending on your co-workers' previous experience with testers. I remember at the start of my career, I would feel offended almost that the people I was going to work with already were hostile towards me because I was a tester. So realizing it's not personal and that, you can change that relationship over time. But at the start, you kind of need to manage expectations and realize that not every place you go to which wants or needs testers are going to welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good advice. Actually, I actually like the second one much, because having a mentor in the very first days, on the very first years, it's really valuable. Because when I started, I don't know, a couple of years ago, or 13 or 14 years ago, I had no mentor, right? I was just like, I was part of the like reading books and, you know, browsing online for information, and then landing my first job in a company. I was really lucky that I had really nice co-workers that supported me in the things that, you know, to get really into testing and how to do it properly and stuff like that. But having a mentor at side is something really valuable. That's really great thing to do. And if you're out there and you really would like to start in software testing, I can just recommend it as well. Ask for support and for help, because I think that's something really great also that we have in the software testing community, right? I mean, whenever you ask somebody, you get help, you get support, and you get mentored if you would like to. And I think that's really great and valuable. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, and actually, like one last question that I have is like, where can I get your book, or where can my viewers find your book?
So there are two places. First is LeanPub. So I need to double check the URL. Leanpub.com, starting in software testing.
Okay, I'll make sure that we have the link in the video description afterwards.
It looks a bit weird me reading the screen. I'm also selling it on Gumroad. So that's gumroad.com/L/starting in software testing. Nice,
that's great. So that's cool. So I'll make sure that we have the link down there. And yeah, everyone who's like watching the interview today, like make sure to browse around on the landing pages of the book. I think it's really great input. I haven't read it yet. I will just do it later because I'm also into the topic. Because I mean, I've in my current role, I mean, I'm doing a lot of hiring, and we also have now a program where we try to get people that haven't. That they have not engineering background and they want to come into software testers. So at the moment we are creating like a program how to get those people on board, and I think there's lots of valuable content in there, because yeah, I think it's important for our craft and industry to have people starting again from almost zero and to bring some new flavors and new ideas to the community and to the testing.
Funny how you mentioned that. I actually did a similar program to what you're describing. That's how I started my career. So it's interesting to hear how your company will be embarking on that journey.
Yeah, we just started. So we just had the idea end of last year, and we have like the first candidate. So, but now we have to find like a really nice program and process to onboard this person and to help the person to grow and, you know, to learn the things. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it actually. I would like to say thank you. Thanks for the interviews. Thanks for stopping by tonight. And thank you very much.
Thanks. See you.
Hi, it's me again. I really hope you enjoyed the interview with Nicola today. If you would like to have follow-up information on her book, follow this link. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss any upcoming videos. And I'm really looking forward to all your comments in the section below, because I really would like to discuss with you how you get into software testing, what was your obstacles and what you have learned in the journey and to get your first job. Yeah, have a nice day. See you soon. Bye-bye.